Reality check, man, from your device, and you know it's a unique one, aromatic, realistic TV. Anyway, today, my viewers and subscribers, some shocking revelation. Whistleblower is crying out for help by the victimization and the dictatorship, the brutal reality that the staff at Parliament is going through under the hand of Colleen Lowe, who was placed there strongly by Tom Tavares Finson, Senate President and the Speaker of the House, Juliet Holness. We all see where Paula Llewellyn reached the age of retirement. Likewise, Mrs. Valerie Curtis. But we see where they come up with all kind of allegation to push Miss Curtis to the curb. But they fight nail and tooth to keep on Paula Llewellyn. And as I bring back your memories to some of the allegation that Juliet Holness brought against Miss Curtis, and it stated, Speaker Holness accused House Clerk of gross dereliction of duty regarding handling of Auditor General's report. She accused Miss Curtis. And as the next article continues, it stated, House Speaker reprimanded letter to former clerk was not placed on her record. I am simply saying that to say this. All these allegations that they brought up against Miss Curtis, the head chief cook and buckle washer behind this was Tom Tavares Finson, Juliet Holness, and Colleen Lowe. Colleen Lowe was the one who hid the IC report from Miss Curtis. So when Juliet says gross dereliction of duty because she did not receive the document, she was not lying. But Miss Curtis did not see the document either, because Colleen Lowe hid those documents from Miss Curtis. So we see where everything is going. So we have the documents from the whistleblower. You know what I mean? This is no allege, but I'm going to use the word allege in this presentation. But we know the facts, we know the truth. We see the documents, we speak to the source. Legit information. So the source is crying out for help because what they are saying, Miss Lowe need to go. She is a dictator over there in the House of Parliament. The staff are going through living hell under her watch. So I have a letter that I want to read. And after I read the letter, then I will play the footage that I also received from a whistleblower. Good day. I am writing to bring to your attention a serious matter that requests immediately broadcasting so action can be taken. I have attached a video that exposes the unacceptable behavior of the clerk of the House towards worker at the House of Parliament. It stated, the President Tom Tavares Finson and the Speaker of the House, Mistress Holness, seems to be allowing this behavior to continue. It's alleged due to their connection and her involvement with the covering up of the IC report that was sent to the House of Parliament and the Prime Minister. So now see what I talk about in my statement before I start this letter. All covering up. They push out Miss Curtis to bring in Colleen to cover up them dirty secret. That's what they did. It continues. The clerk has been accused of mistreating workers, and those who dare to speak out are threatened with interdiction and allegation of misconduct. The videos show the levels of hell workers are going through, and many have reached out to the president and the speaker, but the situation has only worsened. So one member or a few staff reach out to Tom Tavares Finson and then care about the staff name to Colleen Lowe. That's what is going on over there. Listen as it continues. One worker, a financial accountants officer, almost lost his life after approaching the president about the issue. The clerk allegedly called him in her office, ordered the police to lock the door, and start shouting at him for his reaction so she could let the police kill him and claim self-defense. For the record, he is not the only one she did this to. A PFO that was working at the office was taken off the building by 6 police officers because she refused to process a payment that was in breach of the procurement regulation. The police was told, allegedly, that if she refused to leave, end her life, and said self-defense. But we go back over that again. A PFO that was working at the office was taken off the building by 6 police officers because she refused to process a payment that was in breach of the procurement regulation, was in breach of the government procurement regulation. So the person said them not sign off on it. Them not sign off on it. It stated the police was told, allegedly, that if she refused to leave, to end her life, and said self-defense. The whistleblower continues and said, I kindly request that you help share this video to bring attention to this matter. The workers are crying out for help, but are too afraid to speak out due to fear of repercussion. Please find the attachment video for your reference. Sincerely. I am going to play the clip now of the video that I received so you can listen and dissect for yourself and draw your own conclusion of the kind of hostility, the cruelness, the dictator behavior that Colleen Lowe have done and the staff them at the Parliament. Take it away.
A cry for help from the staff of the Houses of Parliament, Jamaica. Miss Lowe must go. Imagine working hard to overcome adversity, struggling to finish university, building a successful career, raising children as a single parent, only to face intimidation and the threat of losing your job in an environment where you should feel safe and respected. This is the harsh reality that many employees at the Houses of Parliament now face. Since the appointment of the current clerk to the Houses, troubling reports have surfaced. Bullying, wrongful termination and blatant disregard for GOJ regulations. The once revered institution is now clouded by fear, injustice and disillusionment. Here are just a few of the many troubling cases. Sensar 1, the HR department. The clerk is HR. The HR department has been crippled. The clerk
HR is crippled. She threatened the director of HR if her own personal agenda or who she choose not selected or them not carry out what she want them to carry out. It was told to me that the HR want to use the restroom, but because of Miss Lowe, office door was open. The HR was afraid to go and use the bathroom. That is Colleen Lowe, the run over there. People afraid I'm like puss. Anyway, continue.
Reportedly threatens the director of HR if directives are not carried out. Hiring decisions now rest solely with the clerk, leading to rampant nepotism. The staff are crying out. 2. Miss Tara Evans terminated without cause. Miss Evans, who was temporarily employed as a senior secretary and was terminated on November 2024 without any explanation. Her performance evaluations were positive and she was recommended for appointment. Despite this, a further probationary period was given and eventually her employment was terminated with no just cause. When will the injustice end? A cry for help. 3. Miss Tamesha McIntyre fired without review. Miss McIntyre, who was temporarily employed as senior legislative counsel, was terminated without a completed PER or any formal explanation. Her termination letter was handed to her on the last day of her employment, effectively ending her employment immediately. Is this a government institution or a personal enterprise? A cry for help. 4. Miss Nadine Riley, suspended indefinitely with pay. Miss Riley was suspended with pay pending an investigation, but no charges have been presented to date. Under the GOJ guidelines, there is no such provision for indefinite leave with pay. After months passed, she was taken back on to be put on interdiction. Where is the Office of the Services Commissions in this? The so-called investigation is still pending. Is justice now being overshadowed by politics? A cry for help. Mrs. Leandria Wilson, removed without cause. Mrs. Wilson, seconded from the Court Management Services and acted as legislative counsel, allegedly had a disagreement with the clerk and was abruptly sent back to her ministry on the same day, again with no PR and no explanation. So once you disagree with the clerk, know that you will be losing your job. Aren't there established channels for conflict resolution? What has Parliament become? A house of cries. A cry for help. Source 6. Potential closure of the staff canteen, a basic benefit taken away. The Houses of Parliament's canteen is now on the verge of being shut down. Historically, former clerks to the Houses fought to maintain the canteen as a vital support for both parliamentarians and staff, providing meals at a subsidised rate. However, under the current clerk's leadership, the canteen has been operating sporadically. Instead of supporting this long-standing service, the clerk has redirected taxpayer funds to cater free food exclusively for parliamentarians and some selected staff, leaving the wider staff...
The clerk is now using taxpayers' money to give parliamentarians free food, and the staff them what him choose free food. But the vast amount of staff leave on their own to die. That is how Colleen Lowe is running the House of Parliament as the clerk of the House. She is the dictator over there. And as I stated before, she was placed there on the request of Tom Tavares Finson and Juliet Holness, wife of the Prime Minister of Jamaica and Speaker of the House. So we know she over there, they cover up the Andrew Holness. We know that. Anyway, continue.
Essential benefit. Furthermore, the contract for Miss Olga Taylor, who served as the cook, was not renewed. This, despite the clerk publicly stating in a general staff meeting had no intention of displacing canteen staff. Jamaica. What can go so? Stripping staff of a basic benefit like access to affordable meals is not just inconsiderate, it's unjust. This is a heavy cry for help. 7. Acting PFO forced to sign off breaches for payments. The acting PFO was threatened to sign off on payments that breached the procurement guidelines. The facility manager went and installed air conditioners from a provider without consulting the accounts department or going through the procurement process.
Facility maintenance manager go buy AC without proper procurement process. In just take you up on his head and go buy AC. And because the person in charge refused to pay that bill, she was forced out of her job. Because a maintenance manager, you know, who don't have no responsibility to go purchase items without proper procurement process. And because the person is doing his job, he was forced out. Think about it, Jamaica. Forced out of their job by the clerk. Continue.
Yes. Despite this, the PFO and the accounts department are being pressured by the clerk to make the payments. What has Gordon House become? 8. Former clerk to the Houses, still no pension payment. The former clerk to the Houses retired April 2024 and is without her pension. What is going on? Could this be sabotage? Miss Lowe must go! This pattern of bullyism and unchecked abuse of power is not just a workplace issue, it's a national concern. The staff at the Houses of Parliament are crying out and the question remains, who will answer? Will the government take action? Will the opposition step up? Jamaica, the time is now. We must remove the oppressors who are oppressing hard-working, honest Jamaicans. Miss Lowe must go. Coming all the way from Canada. More to come if Miss Lowe stays. Mr. Honourable Prime Minister, get her out!
So it's stated that a year ago now, or almost, Miss Curtis retired and she's still without her pension because Colleen Lowe stand in the middle between Miss Curtis and her pension. Colleen Lowe is the one who is refusing to sign the documents to send over to the accounting department to sort it out so Miss Curtis can get her pension. We are asking the Auditor General to do some investigation on Colleen Lowe. And we are asking you, you are taking aeroplane like a taxi, Miss Colleen Lowe, but that is on behalf of taxpayers' dime. When you were in China and you come home back from your vacation in China and you forced an individual to purchase a ticket for you to go on a vacation in England, right after you just come from China after vacation, you want the individual to purchase a ticket for you to go back on a next vacation to England. And the person refused to purchase that ticket. And you step over the person's head and use the government credit card and purchase that ticket for your vacation. We are asking the Auditor General to step up and ask Miss Colleen Lowe this question. Who is paying for your vacation trip? Because we know that you are not a diplomat. So taxpayers not responsible for send you on none trip. But you are taking aeroplane like taxi. And taxpayers dime. So we are asking the Auditor General. And no reason why we see where them try to run away the Auditor General from off the IC committee. But Jamaica, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We have so much more to drop. But at a later date, we will bring you more information on Miss Colleen Lowe. And as the whistleblower stated in this letter, good day. I am writing to bring to your attention the serious matter that required immediately broadcasting so action can be taken against the clerk of the house. Anyway, my viewers and subscribers, follow the movement over YouTube, Aromatic Realistic TV. Like and share up the thing. You can follow the eye also over TikTok. We tell them anytime we shoot a bullseye. We don't deal with gossip. We don't do tabloid. We don't do fake news and we don't spread propaganda. Our thing have to be factual and coming from reliable sources. Else we don't endorse it. We don't put our name to it. I want you to share this video because we want the globe to hear what they go on inside the House of Parliament regarding the staff over there. And who placed Colleen Lowe over there. And why Colleen Lowe undermined Miss Curtis. We continue to tell them us. The signature word, it never changed. It remains. To love. Until then, we want the matic. We'll chat again. Peace and love. Man is out.